It's magic here. Try to ignore the heater sound. It's a little cold today. Apparently it decided to rain, and my hair is doing this stick up thing again. No matter what I do today, it just keeps doing that. So today what I wanted to do was a video about my quote-unquote bucket list. I call it my quote-unquote bucket list because I don't really have a bucket list, like things, I mean, I get it's just stuff you'd like to do before you die type thing, but like, I don't know, I never really thought about it. So, I sat down and thought about things that I would like to accomplish or achieve at some point in my life before, I guess I cease to exist. That's a scary thought. So, we're going to start at the top of the list and just work our way down in the word that came to me. The first one was I wanted to learn to ride a bike. I never really learned to ride a bike. I did try all the way up until I was 12, where I almost broke my leg. I just never had the balance. Of course, I almost broke my leg because someone shoved me off my bike while I was trying to figure it out, but I just never learned, and I have better balance now, so maybe I could learn. I know my son, Cypher, he's scared of riding bikes too. I'm not really scared. He's scared, though, even though his bike has training wheels, and he has a helmet and elbow pads and knee pads. He's a lot more prepared than I am, so, I mean, probably could do it, but he's a little intimidated. Another thing I'd like to do is learn to swim. Might be a little bit hard though because I'm a little bit scared of water because I almost drowned a couple times. Then there's I would like to learn to play the trumpet. When I was in school, we had band. I assume a lot of schools have band. But I wanted to play the trumpet. My grandma, however, though, told me it was unladylike, and I had to pick the flute or the clarinet because those were lady instruments. So I chose clarinet, and I hated it. I never did great at it, and I just think I would have done better at the trumpet and would like to learn to play the trumpet at some point in the future. Another thing I'd like to learn to do is to play the guitar. I do have a guitar, I just do not know how to play it. So it's on the list of things to one day do because, got this guitar, might as well know how to play it. Another thing I'd like to do is learn American Sign Language, which I'm trying to teach myself. I think I've mentioned that. It's actually rather, I think my problem is that my brain, like, the thing I'm using to learn it has shown me that you have different grammar use, and so whenever I go to use it, my brain wants to use it in the way that I'm speaking, but then it gets upset because it's like, well, this isn't grammatically correct for American Sign Language, so then I try to do it grammatically correct for American Sign Language, but then I gotta talk funny, so I can match what I'm trying to say to my hand movements, and then I feel like I just sound dumb. So, I don't know. It's complicated, guys, but I'm getting there. Another thing I'd like to do is to start to play Dungeons and Dragons again, which I have an irrational fear of now, for some reason. I would like to jump on a trampoline once. I mean, I've been around trampolines and I've gotten on them, but I've never really actually tried jumping on them because they terrify me. So I'd like to try to do that once. Okay, so where were we? Jumping on a trampoline. Like I said, I have been around them, just haven't actually done so. Always been a little bit scared, always worried it's going to break. It's kind of like walking on those drainage things on the road. Yeah, that freaks me out too, so I'm always worried it's going to, like, give or something. I don't know. Probably just paranoid. Another thing I'd like to do is get 3 more tattoos. That's just on the list of things that I plan to do at some point. But, I currently have 1. Don't know if you all can see that. But that is what I consider to be my spiritual symbol. So, and all the ones I want to get are for, like, different spiritual reasons. Another one is I'd like to make a real snowman. I live in Oklahoma, and we don't really get good snow for snowman making, apparently. And I also really suck at making snowmen, so I'd probably have to have somebody show me how. But I'd like to make a real snowman sometime and not just a pile of snow that kind of looks like a hill with like arms. Um, I like to maybe someday see a waterfall, maybe stand under it even. I think that'd be really pretty, which is why I'd like to. Um, this one, this next one's kind of, I don't know. It's weird because I don't really think it'll happen, and as much as I'd like it to, I don't know if I'm really a type of person to do so, but I'd like to get married. I'd like to find my life partner and get married. I think I have found my life partner, but I don't know. I guess we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'd like to do karaoke. I'm terrified of people and being in front of people and talking to people, though, so that would be fun to get past that. And I also can't sing worth crap, so there's also that. I'd like to be able to create a family tree, not only for myself, but for my kids, so that, I don't know. It's just something I'd like, so they can know where they came from and all that. I'd like to possibly be a successful writer. Now, this one I really have no control over. It just determines how well any of my writings ever do. Speaking of which, my book, The Shadows That Bind Me, is still on Amazon. You can get it paperback, Kindle, or as an audiobook, and or you can buy it through my Etsy shop. There's that. I'm also working on another one currently, so I'll let you guys know when that one comes out. Another one was to get professional photos taken, which kind of ties into my childhood desire to be a writer and a model. Back then, I had a lot of faith that I'd be a great model. Even in high school, I thought I could do it, although nowadays I'm like, I think I'm getting too old. And don't really know if I'm pretty enough for that. But I'd like to at least get some professional photos taken so I can kind of pretend like I'm, did it, or like, feel like a model for a minute, Because it was a childhood dream, and I don't know, I kind of just want to feel that way. Even though I won't ever actually get to do that, probably. Another thing I'd like to do would be to attend a square dancing event. In college, I took two things, archery and PE things, archery and square dancing. I really enjoyed square dancing, although I did have to be a boy in it because we didn't have enough boys, I guess. But I don't really remember how to square dance because it's been so long and no one else I know knows how to square dance. There's really no one to practice with, so I wouldn't forget. But I would like to learn again and go to an actual square dancing event because apparently those are thick. So I'm going to have to talk the boyfriend into learning with me and attending some type of event. Another thing I'd like to do is to go see the people I look up to in their conferences, like a live one or a concert or whatever, because one of them is Rachel Hollis. I'd like to go to one of her actual events. Right now I'm just attending the live ones, which are internet based because that's all I can do. I'd like to see Dave Ramsey, one of his conferences. I'd like to go to a Reba concert at some point because she's like my favorite person, like since I was like a small child. Another thing I like to do is get a professional massage. I don't know, I just think that'd be fun. But I really don't know where to get one that's like legit. Like I'm always like scared of those places, so we'll see. I'd like to get my palm read because I'm really curious what all these lines on my hands mean. And I'm not great at looking into that stuff because I'm always confused. I would like to actually finish one of my number fill-in puzzle books. And if you don't know what a number fill-in is, it's kind of like, it looks like a crossword puzzle, but instead of having hints for words that you put in it, you just have like different digit numbers, and you got to put all these different digit numbers into this crossword puzzle. They all got to fit. I used to describe it as a crossword puzzle having a baby with Sudoku. I love them. They're great. I have yet to ever actually finish a full puzzle book, though, before I lose the puzzle book or the puzzle book gets destroyed. So I'd like to actually finish a puzzle book, which once again would require time, which is so limited. And another thing I'd like to be able to do is to donate toys at least once for Christmas during the holidays to my church, because they always do a toy drive and I always feel so bad that I can't afford to do anything. So one day that's definitely on the goals. I'd also like to donate blood. I don't know. I don't even know what my blood type is. I'm sure that they can tell you, but I don't know. I don't know what blood type is. I also know that I would like to donate blood at some point, but I'm also very scared of needles, so I don't know how that's going to work. I'd like to fire a gun, which is also a thing I do not know how that's going to happen because I know nothing about guns and I'm terrified of guns. And the sound, like, legit makes me panic. So, like, I don't know how that's going to play out. But I'm sure that eventually, maybe I can learn how to use one. Not that I'd ever want to own one. I'm much more into archery. Which reminds me, I need to get my bows restrung. Another thing I like to do is learn self-defense. Can't remember the kind that my friend was trying to teach me right now, but I'd like to learn some self-defense. That way I can, maybe defend myself if, like, bad things try to happen again. I'd like to try Soul Cycle at least once. I hear it's really challenging and really fun, but I don't know. I kind of like to try it at some point. Then I'd also like to go see Egypt because I've been obsessed with Egypt since I was like a small child. Not real sure why. I just always felt called to there. It's kind of like, even though I don't particularly want to live there, I'd like to see it. It's kind of like, for some reason, I've always felt like I should live in Tennessee. Like, I've always wanted to go to Tennessee. Like I've said, if I could have moved to any state, it'd have to be Tennessee. I do not know why. Just been a thing since I was a small child. I want to go to Tennessee. And then I'd like to own a coffin bed. That's probably strange, but I do like coffins and snakes. So, kind of like to own a coffin bed. It'd be my favorite bed. I almost entered a contest once to try to win a coffin so I could use it as a bed. I would like a coffin bed. I would like to see the Occult Museum. I don't even know if it still exists because I can't find any information on it anymore, but if it does still exist, I would like to see it at least once. I would like to visit all 50 of these states. Just do the normal fun things in the states that's listed on the websites. But I'd like to go see them all. So, I could say that, at least I've been all over the country. I would like to maybe someday see the Northern Lights. I don't know if that'll ever be possible, but hopefully. One day I would like to go to Disneyland, preferably with my children. I would like to visit Mount Rushmore. I'd like to take my kids to the Grand Canyon. I'd like to see Iceland and Greenland because they amuse me a little bit. And last but not least, I couldn't leave this off because it's like a trademark of who I am as a person, apparently, is I would like to live in a castle before I die. I would like to own a castle and live in it. That is my plan. Alright, guys. Well, I'm sorry that this hasn't been very well organized. Kind of just went through them and gave a little bit of backstory on some of them. But again, this is just something that I kind of just thought of. So, anyway, remember that love always wins. So go out and spread the love, okay?